Kia ora koutou. My name is Janelle Tolentino, and in this video, we will be delving into my new State of Mind and Liberties missed call sessions 5 years after it was released. So, new State of Mind and Liberties missed call sessions uh, was an extension of my extended play slash EP, New State of Mind and Liberties. And what happened was I had already recorded, released the initial EP, but fortunately, the creative juice were still flowing, I guess, and I ended up writing two extra songs, which were Where Dreams Are Made Of, which is probably my favorite, if not one of my favorite songs that I've ever written, and then the one about friends. Let's get into it.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, it's me. This is probably 3 years overdue, but I just wanted to let you know that whenever I hear or read Thomas Edison, I think of you. And about that time you said that my name reminded you of Thomas Edison. I think of lights and inventions, and that night we shared a sleeping bag on a rooftop, and I held you, not worrying about whether I'd get to truly hold you in person one day. But in that moment, all I knew was that I felt safe and seen and loved. And I didn't think to tell you that because you always seemed to know how I felt before I did. Anyway, if you ever hear this message, call me back.
Okay, so that probably was the beginning of this missed call sessions. I remember thinking of that idea and then sending it to my lovely best friend, Drew. And I told her, hey, so I have this concept, and I want to create these live sessions with it. And I sent her that recording. And then I remember her reaction being, wow, that's hyper specific. And I thought, that's exactly what I want. I just felt as if I wanted that to add to the intimacy, if that's the word, of this album, how that recording would make sense to the right person, while for others, it's just probably a whole bunch of nonsense. Now, the first song that it's about to play, Delilah, was recorded in my younger sister's bedroom. Shout out to her. And oh, you know what? I'll play it and then I'll go on. Okay, yeah, I wanted to highlight that bit because I actually had to use my older sister's throwback Sony Ericsson flip phone because I said, "Oh, I want the phone to be a flip phone so that I could close it shut." Close it shut. Anyway, we grabbed that from, I think my dad had it, and I said, okay, we'll use that for this. And I just find it funny because at the start, the recording of the missed call isn't even a flip phone screenshot, but that's all right. We can have loopholes. And just adding to the concept of this missed call session, I don't know if you notice, everything is vertical, and that's because I wanted it to be something that is most suitable to watch on a phone, adding to that missed calls theme. And when I say missed calls, that's 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 part of the story. Imagine trying to communicate and connect with someone through missed calls. You you do get to hear from each other, but at different points in time, as opposed to it being live and together, like things aligning. So yeah, think that was a collaborative idea between me and Drew, my best friend, about like keeping the video vertical so that it's more suitable to watch on a phone rather than a laptop. Our arms around each other. I don't know if you could hear that, but in the background, like tapping. Bless. That was my mom. She was cooking while we were filming this. Again, shout out to Drew. I gave her the concept for this part and she delivered. And also shout out to my sister, if I hadn't already, for helping me with recording the first song, Delilah, and helping me find the perfect location for that. Well, actually, yeah, sh for sharing her room with that song. Now, I thought that this was a great way to introduce the next song, which is Strangers, being about two people who really aren't strangers because they know each other a lot more than one might think without having ever met, and alluding to that long distance kind of connection, and also kind of tying into the mystical recording that we hear in the beginning. Help me make sense of this. Same room, different times. Tell me how she could have helped her. Before I forget, shout out to, I'm very fortunate to have amazing best friends. Shout out to Andrea and Mia who helped me record this. Well, actually, they recorded it, and all I did was play. There's a bit here. Maybe I'll wait for it, but there's a bit here that just happened organically, which I'm so grateful for because it added to the performance. But just I remember loving this evening because we drove to different parts or different angles of the city. And shout out to Mia. She knew all the places to go to. But this was such a lovely area in the heart of our beautiful Tamaki Makoto. Too soon to hide a line. Tell me how to love a stranger as they make a million promises and break every one of them. There, as I say, and break every one of them, the car that was there turned on their brake lights. And I just thought, oh, that's perfect timing. Anyway, now that I remember another bit about this, uh, the item in this video that ties it back to the first one, which was Delilah, is the ukulele. If you spotted it in my sister's room, there are two instruments hanging, one being her violin and then the other being her wonderful ukulele. So once again, shout out to my younger sister for supporting this mystical sessions. It takes a village. And yeah, that was her ukulele that I used. So that's what ties that in because I think at every point, every video, I wanted an item to tie into the next. And for this one, the transition from Delilah to Strangers was the ukulele. Until they losing all that matters. She knew she loved her. How she knew she loved her. Same time. Yes, this is what I mean. This is probably the other side of the city. You can still see a bit of the lights, I believe, of the CBD. And we actually recorded this bit first. Yes, and we were in this location for a while, did a few takes here, and then we moved to that other side. I think the first one and that you see in this session that was under the Harbor Bridge, but either under the Harbor Bridge or close to the Harbor Bridge. Man, I'm not very good with my geography and locations, but yeah, so this was actually the first location we were at, shot a few takes here, and then we went there. How we found each other time and time and time again. Here, thank you so much to my mom and my younger sister again. I think my younger sister was driving and then my mom was in the passenger side and I was backseat passenger princess. We were on our way to our parents' house. I don't know where we were coming from, but I just love how the duration of the song made it through. Just as I finished performing the song, we actually reached pretty much my parents' house. So it was perfect timing.
Regardless, they all stand still.
That's so cool because um, as I was saying the line, oh, regardless, they all stand still. We were stopped at a red light.
In the stillness of it all, found our liberties. Learned to take the push and fall. How did this approve? Although we crawled the open borders, opened up possibilities.
Cool. I remember I wanted this particular song to be filmed in a car because I wanted it to be juxtaposed by the song being about stillness. It was written during the COVID-19 pandemic. And so I just thought it's talking about stillness and uh, contrary to the first two where it was just like me in one place playing my either the guitar or the ukulele, I wanted for this song, I want it to be moving. If I'm not moving, at least the background is moving. Okay, now this one is at first starts off being filmed in my old room, my old bedroom at my parents' place. And the idea was I wanted it to be my POV waking up from a dream, I guess, because it's introducing the song Where Dreams Are Made Of. And I thought, okay, how can I make it that it's like me waking up, but I want it to be one shot. So again, thank you to my beautiful sister who is playing me right now. That's her recording herself getting up from my bed, opening the door, and then you'll see me soon. But here, I just want to kind of preface what she's wearing. And she's wearing my pajama pants, which you will see again later. And also shout out to Andrea, my beautiful best friend, who is also in the background of this, helping me remember my own lyrics because I think we had to shoot this a couple of times at least because I kept forgetting my own lyrics. And so she was there. And you can kind of see as I'm performing, I'm looking at someone and then kind of smiling because I'm looking at her going, okay, what was the next bit? What's the next bit? I miss those PJs. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I purposely decided to wear a robe, a night robe, and my Crocs. No regrets. And once again, here, I'm wearing all black underneath the robe. And that ties in to the beginning, where in Delilah, I'm just wearing all black.
In retrospect, you could have been the one. I would've moved to Sacramento even if you didn't say so. Allow all that we should've. Oh, how I long for what could have been. Where I'll vow to share a bed, to live the dreams we made of.
now sis is going back to bed. Yeah, so essentially the idea with that was me waking up into a dream, and that is like a dream state. Okay, so that was pretty much like POV of Delilah, alluding to the start where that was me trying to call Delilah, and then that's like appearing now from Delilah's perspective of me trying to call them on their phone, but then unfortunately they don't answer. I just remembered I'd already filmed this song at my eldest sister's place. I don't know why, but I wanted to re-record it. And so this is now at my parents' fireplace. Shout out to my parents for allowing me to do this. Um, I think, yeah, I wanted it to be by a fire, like something cozy. And now you see I am wearing the full pajamas that my sister kind of wore at the start to pretend to be me. Not at the start, but she wore at the start of Where Dreams Are Made Of. So that's what ties this in with the previous song. Why did I want this to be like cozy, dreamy? Well, because Where Dreams Are Made Of, I wanted that theme of like dream, sleep, night. Then maybe this is kind of just an extension of that. I don't remember, but I just remember wanting this to be filmed by a fireplace because the song feels like a cozy type of song, perhaps. But yeah, all I can think about right now is I was going for cozy uh and warm. Yeah, maybe that's it. I wanted this to be sung by a fireplace. No longer just some strangers, best of friends. And then you hear the unresponsive telephone line sound. Brrr. Now that I think about it, I wanted the ending to be me snapping the fireplace off. And it was either Andrea or my younger sister who had to turn off the fireplace with the remote in time with my snap there. So shout out to them. Yeah, shout out to everyone who made this missed calls sessions possible. Firstly, my younger sister, Joelle, who pretty much had her handprint on every video that we created for this. Also, Drew, who did all the cool animations and also designed the cover for nsm+l missed calls and also the acoustic version that I have on your streaming platforms. Andrea, Mia, my mom, my sister, opening up her home to me as well and her fireplace, even though I just ultimately didn't use that take. I wonder if I still have it. Might give that a watch. Thank you so much for watching this video and watching the live sessions with me. I hope you enjoyed. If you are interested, curious, the full live session video is up on my YouTube. So if you're watching this, hopefully it appears as one of the recommended, or just click on my name and then you'll see my other videos, including the one we just looked at.